I'm Bill Krokos from Hanson Industrial-Peoria. Today we're going to talk about another Sioux product, the EN4.0-P1800-60Hz pressure washer and true steam combination. Let's do the walk around. We're going to start on the front side, which is the control panel. Sioux always supplies really good manuals with complete parts lists and operational stuff, so everything that I'm going to talk to you about is listed inside here too, as well as wiring diagrams, which are inside the control panel. On the front side of this control panel, it has all your instructions on there. It has basically your on-off pump switches, and then your heat on and off. And these light up when they're actually active, so you'll know that they're actually running. They do a great job of giving you all the information that you need to know to run this unit. This unit requires 483 phase and 100 amps to go ahead and run it. So what you'll need to have to feed it so you can handle it is that you want to make sure that you got 1.15 or 1.25 the amount of power available. So 483 phase, 115 amp or 125 amp breaker for the 100 amp operation. So that's very important when you're setting things up. There's a whole access hole over here to go right to the terminal block on the inside the unit. I'll pop that open real quick. So you get to see that. We got a temporary line inside there for running. They have an hour meter inside there, all their controls for running the motors, and also the burner, and also the heater. And then everything is fused and breakered. Due to our power source here, we're only going to be able to run one side of the heaters because this unit requires so much power. We do not have a 125 amp breaker here. We have a 70 amp breaker, so I can run 50 amps when I'm running the unit. But when you set this thing up, you want to make sure you have enough power to feed it to give you your full power. So 125 amp breaker is recommended. Better picture of those casters on the bottom and locking, and they do swivel. Go ahead and tighten that up. So again, what do you see there? Heavy duty frames, quality. Sioux builds everything with a 1.15 efficiency factor. They're the only company out there that I know that does it on every piece of equipment that they build, and I represent them proudly. On this side, you actually can see the nozzle tree a little bit better. You have the three different types of nozzles, 0 degree, 15 degree, and 25 degree. But remember, they're orifice hold for this 4 gallon a minute 1800, as well as your two steam nozzles. You got a fan, and you also have the straight on there. Also, you have the outlet where the hose connects. You got the heaters here, and there's two of them together. This unit is all electric, so the water that goes in there requires power to go ahead and heat the water up. In pressure washer mode, when it's adjusted, you're going to get 125 degree temperature rise. And so if the water's 60 degrees, that's 185. If the water, you go to steam mode, you're going to get a 260 degree rise. So 260 plus 60, that's up to 320 degrees in steam. So this unit is capable of giving you both, but true steam and high pressure. Also, you can see down here, heavy duty casters. The straight ones are on this side, and on the front of this unit, they will swivel. We'll show you those as well. And on this side, you can actually see the flow tank. Water enters into here. This is a backflow preventer that comes standard. For demonstration purposes, we'll take it off. We won't need it for our end, but certain codes require you to have the vapor, backflow preventer. And so Sioux sells you one with it, with the unit, or provides the one with it. Inside this float tank, there's basically a standard toilet bowl float. There's a separation. There's a divider right here that's slightly off the ground, so when the water comes in here, it keeps the bubbles from flowing onto the side where the inlets are, so you don't get any cavitation. Also on the bottom, you'll have the two inlets on there, and you see this ball valve on there. In steam mode, because we're running less water through there, through the heaters, to give you the higher temperature rise, if you do want to use high pressure chemical during that mode, this will need to be shut off. And that allow that the chemical valve to go ahead and cause a suction, because we're cutting off the water flow to just one, and building a suction inside there. So in normal mode, it's open, but when you're running in steam mode and you want to use chemical, this will get closed. And you can also see the side of the control panel, and then there's the swiveling casters with lock on it as well. One more thing too, on the outlet side where you connect the hose, they also have a temperature gauge on there too, so you can actually see the temperature, just like you're able to see the pressure coming off the pump. Sioux is really, really good at giving you everything that you need, so you don't have to add anything, so you'll be able to determine what's happening and what's going on with the unit when you're running it. And if you've never connected a nozzle to a coupler before, it's really easy. The coupler slides back, you push the nozzle in and slide it forward. There's an O-ring inside here, and since this is a steam combo unit, these O-rings are different than any other O-ring out there. They can actually handle steam mode, as well as the couplers for the hose, which is the same thing. You slide that back, that connects in, and then also that'll get connected to the outlet side. And now you're set up for the normal pressure washing. When you go to steam, you'll cool the unit down. You'll put your nozzle back in your tree, and you'll go to a steam nozzle. The fan actually works really nice when you're doing it. It gives you a wider spray than the circle. You will just be spitting water out of there until the temperature rises all the way up to 320. We'll show you some pictures of past videos of it actually in steam mode, but because we require so many amps, we're going to be doing this video with just the pressure washer side. And I'll put this on so you can actually see just the water. But I'll also do how we adjust it from steam and also to high pressure. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we have this set up to our test bench over here, so I can actually show you, and by hand, it's going to be making a lot of noise. So really quickly, what we're going to do is that we're going to adjust and loader into the high pressure mode. I went ahead and put in one of the high pressure nozzles in already. We're going to adjust and loader down to high pressure, following these instructions, and bringing the pressure down up to 1800. And then I have the high pressure chemical just into the float tank there, so I'll draw water out of that, and it'll work under that function. And then I'll do it in steam mode right after, and then we'll see to get the chemical injector working as well through steam by closing the ball valve in the bottom of that float tank. Going up to 1800. The unit is putting high pressure down at 1800. If you wanted chemical, this line needs to be full. And now it's drawing water or high pressure chemical. We're just using water for operational demonstration purposes. And then you can go ahead and shut it off, but it will run chemical through the whole system. I'm also going to turn the burner on, and then we'll get a picture of the heat rise with the burner on as well. Now we're going to turn the unloader down. We snapped in one of the steam nozzles and pulled the high pressure out. There'll be a stop on here. All you got to do is touch it. It'll lower the pressure down to about 250 psi. Then we're going to run the chemical valve, and then I'm going to close that ball valve so we can get that to have suction, because that's the only way you can make the chemical valve have good suction in steam mode. So let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, we're going to demonstrate running the pressure washer, and then I will connect to the steam nozzle and then show you pictures from past videos of how steam actually switches over. We're connected to 480 power, 70 amps, down here on a temporary power plug inside here. We have the water connected to this end. Float tank is full. We're going to go ahead and connect up the high pressure hose to the coupler. Make sure the coupler is locked. We're going to take the steam combo wand, and we'll take a 15-degree nozzle. Make sure that's snapped inside there. We're going to go ahead and connect up the high pressure hose, and we will get this unit rocking and rolling. Pump switch on, burner switch on. Getting the air out, And make sure we're all at full pressure here, because we were in steam mode the last time. It'll stop to the stopping nut. Okay. Let's go ahead and just do a quick testing here. We're at 1800. The heat's coming up. I know you can't see it from there, but we're starting to see the temperature rise already. There we go, it's starting to clean. Our dirty floor. And that's with 4 gallons a minute at 1800 and only about 135 degrees of heat. When you get all the way up to the 185, it'll clean even better. For just demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and put on the 2 different steam nozzles just so you can see them operate. And then I have to lower the pressure down again too. The heat will come up because we are using the steam close to about 170-ish with just one side of the rods. So we're only getting our 60-something degree temperature rise, half of what we would normally get on the both running. So this is how it operates until it changes from a liquid to a vapor. We will show you a picture of the change, but this is basically what it looks like as it's in the water mode as the temperature is rising. It will take this a couple minutes for it to go from the 100-degree water or 90-degree water all the way up to true steam 300 to 320. And of course, also proper PPE, good safety gloves, face mask, or at least safety goggles when you're using it. Yeah, we're 150 already. But that's the 0 degree on steam. So we'll let it climb up a little bit so you kind of get a feeling. And we'll do the same amount of cleaning that we'll probably be able to do like we did with the pressure washer. But if you notice, it's not pushing so far away because it's lower pressure. And we're not even at steam yet, and we got the same cleaning on there. So when you're in steam mode, if you're doing like a fifth wheel or a heavy greasy cylinder, that's the nice thing about having steam. It just melts it away. And all we are is getting hot water through this right now. Like I said, we'll show you a video clip from another one that shows where it switches. I apologize not having all that power to go ahead and switch it off, but it gives you the idea. After you're done using the steam and the pressure washer, you want to go ahead and cool everything down. Write my name in here. And when you can touch the end of the wand with your hand without burning your hand, the water temperature is about 100 degrees, which is showing on that gauge already. So you go ahead and disconnect and put everything away. you've cooled down the coil, you brought the flow tank down with water, you'll disconnect all your nozzles, put everything back in your nozzle tree. You'll disconnect your gun and your hoses. You can squeeze your gun to get all the water out of it. This handle on here rotates. You can actually turn it this way if you feel comfortable shooting the gun this way, or if you want the gun this way. I like right, left, but you may have a different view. All you got to do is hand tighten it. Don't go crazy on it. I'm going to disconnect the power. Turn off our breaker. You'll probably have it in line or a big, huge disconnect. You'll have the water come off here as well. And then your high pressure hose will be disconnected too. And then we always found that it's easier to roll up a hose when it's on the ground than it is to try to do it by hand. And then we tape them up when we're done. Thanks for watching the video on the Sioux EN4.0-P1800-60Hz pressure washer and steam combo. Hopefully it was helpful.